Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Week 6 of the NACE Starleague here in the Carolina Gaming Arena studio. I am Pod Slum, and with me is the amazing, fantastic, and all-around amazing person, Ryan McDad. Ryan, what do you hope UNC takes into Game 2 that they did so well in Game 1?
I hope that they take the Jinx pick because I think that that's just the overall best ADC at the moment right now. I
Yeah.
think that there's a bit of an argument for Zeri, but after nerf, she's still at the top. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Jinx just hasn't really been touched for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that probably the Jinx comes back if it's open, but
Mm-hmm.
we do have red side for this game, so a little bit of unfortunate situation there
Yeah.
where we might have to answer the Jinx. Hopefully, if that gets through B1, then it's going to be red one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I liked the top lane. I liked Camille. I think that being blinded and then counterpicked by Urgot and still just being able to be dominant in lane and especially dominant in the late game was a wonderful moment for UNC, and it was something that really helped them to carry through that mid game trough and get into their late game peak performance. So I wonder if either of those are allowed back through
Mm-hmm.
because they were the dominant performances that you would expect to see taken
Yeah.
off the list, but we'll see what happens. We'll see how draft unfolds. We'll see if maybe we see something new, and maybe we see a Draven.
Hey man, I was saying it off screen, and if we see a Draven, I'm gonna sprint out of this studio just because I'm all for some Tyler 1 action. But here we are heading into draft. Blue is ECPI and red is UNC. They just didn't bother putting it up there. Those are lazy bones. But ECPI going to ban away the Zeri, so they are not even forcing UNC to ban it themselves. So I was like, all right, does ECPI even ban Zeri or Jinx and just say, all right, UNC, don't ban it and we'll pick it? They basically calling their bluff. But they are going to ban it regardless, as we see UNC banning away the Morgana that we saw playing from that guy Mike that last game that was able to provide a lot of support for his team. And then the Aatrox hover and ban.
Aatrox getting a banned yet again.
Yeah.
We do see that the Talon also banned. We did do some research while we had our quick break, and we found that is Alsomo's almost 1 million mastery point Talon. So maybe something that you don't want to let through, especially.
I think he knows how to play it a little bit.
He might know how to play
Just
it.
a little bit.
I'm interested to see Zeri banned. I think that generally just means that your ADC doesn't know how to play it if you're banning Zeri on blue side. I wonder if that will warrant the red side ban of Jinx as it gets hovered and locked in. So we will see two non-Zeri Jinx ADCs, a little bit of a breath of fresh air in the bot lane.
Yeah.
We might see Ezreal come back again, which... So correct me if I'm wrong, but ECPI was the ones who banned Kayn in the last game, weren't they?
They were the ones who banned Kayn.
And now we see it first picked. Very concerning first pick.
Yeah.
Looks like
Graves is insta-locked practically.
yeah, I think that's Kayn is a champion who can get countered very easily,
Yeah.
especially if you have a jungler, top laner, or support who's able to play Poppy. Kayn walks out of the wall and you instantly slam him back into it, but this time he's stunned and doesn't get to walk for free.
Just having no fun.
So I think that Graves is a strong pick that's just able to bully him in the jungle, but it's also able to be flexed into multiple different lanes. Pyke being blinded is interesting.
Yeah.
There is that mid-bot flex opportunity, but I think that it's just not something that you're really expecting to see picked if you don't know what it's in response to.
Yeah.
But that is probably part of the reason why Morgana was banned. Someone in the draft meeting said, I'm bored, I want to play Pyke. And they said, all right, well, they played Morgana last game, so we have to get rid of that now. And then they did. So Jhin hover
It's
is
a bit locked in.
Jhin locked in is not something that you want to see if you're going up against Pyke.
Yeah,
because
I was confused at that. I was like, you're playing up against a very mobile support, does have the W, and then does have the dash with his Eve, and you're just. I mean, obviously, I think this Jin is going to go Gale Force. There's not really a better option. Maybe you can go Shield Bow, but I mean, it's really not that great of an item, as we will have to figure out what this next pick is for you. And apparently, we're getting told that Jin pick is Ashe instead of Jin. We will also try and find out what the third pick for blue is, as it is
missing.
Yeah, not showing up. It is MIA, but it's Lulu. So Lulu, Ashe
Lulu.
lane.
Okay, I like that more into Pyke.
Yeah.
But Ashe has a bit of a problem where she's probably the 180 carry who's worse than Jin to pick into Pyke, where she has zero mobility. There's no fourth shot extra speed. There's no you're buying boots and 4 pots anyway. Ashe is kind of locked down. So Caitlyn is locked in for UNC, so they will be looking to just hard steamroll this bot lane. We will get a breath of fresh air. No Jinx, no Zeri, as you mentioned earlier. Kate is actually Samira, so
even more action-packed, though.
Throw it all away, but we do see an even more action-packed bot lane that's trying to steamroll even harder, because now you're not looking for turret plates, you're looking for straight-up kills.
Yes, you are trying to get those extra gold into your ADC's pocket with that Pyke passive on his ultimate, as we see Ahri banned away, and ECPI warranting a ban for this Sylas, obviously thinking it was very good for the bod kill last game, despite how much they were able to sort of shut it down early on. Did not like the look of it in that late game, but we will have to see what pick UNC decides to hold for that 5th pick to try and counter against ECPI. As Asomo's Camille, you were talking about it, banning that away, not letting him get his hands on that. But I assume you would just pick top here and leave that last counter pick up to the bod kill, or you might pick something that you can flex as well, so you can even have more ambiguity going into this final pick.
I think maybe just grabbing the Victor here is a safe bet. UNC's team is severely lacking range.
Ooh. Ryan, that's not a Victor, my guy. That's
not a Victor, and it is something. So the thing that's troubling me is that I'm pretty sure I've seen this exact same draft before with Graves, Pyke, Samira, and then you say, what do they do on 4? And someone said they should pick Victor because they need range, and then they picked Kennen. So UNC has a very short range composition right now. There's almost nothing on their R5 that they can pick to save this, as far as to put it into a ranged composition.
I think it's doomed.
I don't think it's doomed, but I think that they are effectively picking an all melee comp, and now they're walking into Jace and Ashe.
And a Fizz as well.
A Fizz. So I think that this looks like a confidence play. This looks like we know we have a third game, so maybe we pick some things that we're not so sure about. Sion is locked in, so UNC will have a strong front line.
That's Kennen mid.
So yeah, Kennen mid. Kennen mid isn't the craziest thing. It's definitely been picked up, and now that you know that it's going towards that Thresh, I think that there's even a bit more of, well, we know, or going into Fizz, not Thresh. There's a bit of, well, we know how much range there is.
Yeah.
And Fizz doesn't really have the same opportunity to kill Kennen as much, because Kennen's able to slip away with his little lightning surge. But it's hard to say who I favor in this draft. I think that assuming an ideal vacuum world where both teams are playing perfectly, I think that I favor the blue side draft. I think that they have a better composition on paper. But I think that UNC probably has the better players, and it will just come down to if they're able to bully as hard as they should be able to. Pyke Samira bot lane needs to get ahead rather quickly, or else it's behind for all of the game. Pyke he loses the luxury here where he can't roam unless Samira is pretty far ahead, because Samira can't really 1v2 an Ashe Lulu unless she's pretty far ahead, and then once 6 comes through, that opportunity is pretty much gone with the enchanted crystal arrow. So there's a lot of things that are going through my mind, but the one thing that I'm most of all thinking is that there's no range, and that scares me.
Yeah, but I do like the rounding out of the comp with that Scion pick, because prior to that, you did not have anyone that could soak more than like 2,000 damage. But the Scion, with that Soul Furnace passive on his W, is going to infinitely scale with health, infinitely scale with beefiness, and just be a rock that UNC are going to have to sort of build their team fights on. Because you need that hard engage. Because if you don't have a comp that if you have a comp that doesn't have a lot of range, then you need someone to initiate that so you can all catch up. I mean, it's like the ideas of like the old Kog'Maw like builds where Kog'Maw was just like an absolute turret, but he didn't have any mobility. So if you went in too far, he wasn't able to catch back up. So you have to be able to initiate these fights and prolong them long enough that your Samira is able to get in, stack up her rating, be able to get that S tier off, and use that ultimate. Because those are actually going to shred the side of ECPI if you do not shut down this Samira. Because she does so much damage, especially into this mid to late game. And ECPI doesn't have a dedicated tank on their team unless this Kayn does decide to go red Kayn and then just build straight tank. And it is to be noted that it is not no feds on the jungle for ECPI, but it has been a sub. The Veza is going to be playing this Kayn pick and piloting the jungle role for ECPI. So maybe the change in junglers is what ECPI is really needing to try and push them into a Game 3.
I think that also might have a part in why Kayn wasn't banned but instead picked.
Okay.
I assume that the first pick comes from a fear of Drip Irrigation picking it away, but still not totally sold on Kayn in this composition. I do think that it will need to be the red Kayn variant, or else your team is just asking to be one-shot. Graves should be going a lethality build here. He should be probably taking Eclipse, walking up, and then just blowing the knee caps off of whoever he's looking at. But the problem is that it's really hard to walk in. I mentioned earlier the Jace and the Ashe, and what I'm assuming will be red Kayn with his knock-up being able to poke so far. I think that it's a scary composition, especially if the Rams are able to get set up. But if UNC is able to take a position or to get flanks on multiple sides, they have that Scion ultimate, which can lead into knockups for Samira. Is there going to be a switch here, or is you going to be playing the Pyke?
See, I was looking at that myself, because on the other side of it, I noticed that there might be there we go. Oh wait, no, they didn't switch. Bodkill. What is? Oh, I guess UNC is just holding the trades for the very end, because there you go. But I say I don't think Bodkill is going to be playing this Graves mid and leaving Drip Irrigation to play the Kennen jungle. But I was looking on the side of ECPI, and it seems that there was another substitution. Viper 11 USMC is going to be playing this ADC pick, and
Deline moving
Mike
into
is
support.
out, and I think Deline was the Ezreal
last game.
Yeah,
Yep.
now going to be piloting the Lulu for ECPI. So just a switch of basically your entire team team roster for ECPI. I do still have Reaper and Sid on the mid and top, but who knows? Maybe this is the change that ECPI we're really looking for, saying, all right, our roster in game 1 wasn't really working, wasn't feeling as good. They weren't able to close out the game. So let's pick a very aggressive composition and see if we can close it out earlier.
Yeah, we do see, as we are waiting for spectator delay, this is locked in to be from me to you, Pyke, and Samira for Luxana Unana. Interesting flip in the bot lane. I think that they're probably trying to have a little bit of fun with it.
This is an ego pick, man.
This is a lot of ego. There's no way around this. I think that this is a large amount of ego coming from UNCJV. I think that they're kind of just straight up saying that they're not concerned and that they want to play for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
With how the early game of last game went, I'm wondering if that's a good point, a good idea. But I think that if the early game can be cleaned up and can go the way that it should be going for this composition,
Yeah.
then once it gets to the mid game, the ego doesn't matter anymore because this team should be getting large leads in the early game.
Yeah. Ego does not matter when the Nexus explodes. So that is all that she wrote, and that is all for the draft right here. Gonna head into a quick break as we load into game. Don't click away from that browser. UNC Esports will be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Summoner's Rift here for Game 2 of Week 6 of the NACE Starleague. I am Pod Slim. Sitting right next to me is the magnificent Ryan McDad. UNC posturing for a 5-man bot, and Ryan, we could see some early fights.
We might see some quick action. It looks like ECPI is already responding, sending most of their carries to the bot lane. Only Fizz guarding that top jungler. Is there a sweeper for UNC?
There is.
Yes, there is, which means that that's going to be that little bit of extra mid lane XP. The bod kill will hit that one moment earlier.
I believe Lexana got that.
I think that 3 people get XP. So
really?
It should, as long as the bod kill still got a tick of XP, I think that he still will get.
I thought it was only who killed the ward that got it.
I think that's how gold works, but I don't think that's how it goes for XP.
All right.
Could be wrong, but we see that bot is looking for a cheese in the bush. This is gonna be an explosive bot lane one way or another. Something's gonna happen.
I am always in favor of the level 1 cheese, especially when you're playing a champion like Pyke that just does buku damage level 1, especially when you are taking Hail of Blades and the Ignite. And Luxana is even opting for the Exhaust, not going for the heal or the cleanse against this Lulu Ashe. But Viper and Deline looking to shake things up from how bot lane went last game. For me to you, hits the Harpoon. Viper having to flash out. Doesn't have heal, like I said, and only the Ignite is used from me to you. And Ryan, I think Flash is a little bit better than Ignite.
Ignite for Flash is a beneficial trade as
They're
another
still
hook goes down.
Oh
That's half of the bot lane's HP already gone. Potions being used by Viper and Deline. As for me to you is hunting in those brushes, getting her HP back and then looking for more.
Yeah, but it is important that Luxana had to use his, but it doesn't really matter what I say, as Viper right now is going to be first blooded against this Samira Pike. And I was just about to say how Luxana, he was taking a little bit of damage, having to use some pots early on, but it doesn't matter when your Pike is able to dive onto the immobile flashless AD carry.
Mobile flashless AD carry is also what is in the top lane. Jace not having too much movement, not really being able to get away from the Scion in the very early levels. For me to you hunting already into the mid lane.
And that's sort of what you were saying in Champ Select, that for me to you is not going to be able to roam unless this Samira is up, unless this Samira is a little bit safer. But we do see the Veza looking to try and get a kill onto Bodkill. Bodkill using that Lightning Surge to try and get away. Going to dodge it, nothing going to come of it. He is realizing the error of his ways last game of being picked off by the enemy jungler. Oh, there's a seed right there, going to get locked up, and that's a lot of damage onto Reaper as a 1v1 between Drip Irrigation and Veza. Luxana getting slowed by this Ashe, and not going to come of anything, as both junglers know that they are bot side. As Sid is being aggressive into the Scion, does dive in there. The Ghost is popped by Asomo, as the knockup is going to hit it. Ignite and Flash still available for Sin. The Soul Furnace is going to be using the flash away out of Sid right there. Going to be a big cooldown, as we do see Drip Irrigation at the top side jungle of ECPI. UNC being aggressive all over the map.
The Bodkill truly being able to exploit his range in this matchup, much different than we were seeing last game, as there's now a 20 CS difference in that mid lane. The Bodkill's cannon, as a kill in the bot lane is coming through as we see the mid lane.
Yeah, another kill mid. Bodkill not going to be taken down by the turret. A great dive out of UNC, and the ego check is going in the favor of UNC so far. They are not wanting to pump the brakes anytime soon.
Drip Irrigation taking away those Raptors as a punishment for the Veza taking away his Rift Scuttle earlier.
He doesn't even full clear it. He leaves two of the small ones.
Crumbs sitting there for Veza.
He's such a despicable man. As for me to you, looking to miss the Harpoon there, almost hit it. I believe that would have forced the flash out of Deline had that connected. But the bot lane for UNC sitting pretty, especially since Viper is 0-2 on this Ashe pick. Playing the Pike Samira lane how you would want to into this immobile carry.
Boots are already completed for Luxana Unana. He's completed Tabi boots already. Not opting to go for extra early damage, just taking the early tankiness and using that to survive through to make the next attack so much stronger.
Yeah, and I like the pickup of the plated steel caps there, especially against the Ashe's volley, because that is just going to do so much damage. And I don't know if each of Ashe's volley counts as a separate auto attack, but from me to you, doesn't care. The polymorph is going to go down. The Harpoon wasn't used yet, and Viper going to be knocked up out of the pull from Luxana. Bit of a miscommunication there out of the bot lane of UNC.
Slightly too early on the knockup, but not really the end of the world. It's still half of an HP bar gone and an immobile AD carry with no flash in the bot lane for a couple more seconds as the re-attempt comes through.
The shield is going out, but the exhaust is out as well, and not going to miss it that time, as on the other side of the map, this Jace is blind and going to be knocked up and killed. Drip Irrigation picking up a kill, UNC picking up kills. all over the map and up to a 3,000 gold lead at 6.5 minutes. And Bodkill, he wants some fun too. Does spot the Vez out. The ultimate is used, and for me to you, going to steal the kill away from the Bodkill. She said, I want to kill even more so than I already have. Oh my goodness, UNC picking up gold everywhere.
I kind of wonder why UNC didn't just do this last game. if they had this opportunity in their repertoire, why not just use it? But this early game is going much cleaner than the last game. Almost a 4K gold lead already for the side of UNC Esports. They're definitely going to be looking to snowball this advantage as fast as they can, even though the kills aren't exactly where you want them, with half of the kills going on to for me to use Pike.
Yeah, once she does get that death from below ultimate, though, that is going to be so helpful to get gold.
It's going to be half of an HP bar, right?
Oh,
right,
no,
the
yeah,
second
absolutely.
one 6 comes out, it's going to be EQR, and it's just
dead.
going to be a one-shot.
Especially if it is onto Viper's ADC, Viper's Ashe, rather. Excuse me. And we will have to see how aggressive for me to you is going to go, because, I mean, I believe the build is either... oh, what is it? It's either Dustblade or it is what?
Prowler's Claw.
Prowler's Claw. That's the item. Thank you. That's why I'm not the color caster. Yeah, but it's either Prowler's Claw or the Duskblade, just depending on how much lethality or just how much dive ability you are wanting. But either way, you are exactly right. Going to be one combo of abilities, and the health bar is gone. But Asomo, trying to make sure this wave does not crash into his turret, doesn't want to lose any of this, and that's one of the things I like about Sion is you can clear waves so well, but Sid not able to knock him out of the Q, the decimating smash right there, and this wave does crash. Asomo not too worried about it though, just one Q, yep, see boop, the whole wave gone. That's what you want to see.
Big decimating smash, and there goes the wave. Go take your Krugs. You don't need to chase him. Take the Krugs.
Oh no.
Oh, looks like he's walking into the blue side. Looks like there will be a fight for Rift Herald as Asomo looks for a solo kill on
he
the
might
chase,
die here
forcing
to
a
Ignite.
flash.
Oh, Ignite is not going to take down the Soul Furnace. It's going to keep him alive. He's so low for me to you, not able to hit the undertow right there. And no kill is going to happen on either side of the map. Luxana here all by his lonesome, just trying to see as he's just a pirate looking to make some money. As for me to you is rotating back towards bot. Doesn't have that death from below though. As Luxana goes in, he does have that level 6. The rating is there, but the flash not going to do anything for the ECPI Rams as this Ashe used flash again. And Ryan, she's 0-4-0.
Oh, the style rating hits S and the Inferno trigger hits everything, clearing the wave and clearing up 2 kills. Every minion, including those 2 extra ones, fall in the bot lane as another solo kill for Bodkill.
Out from Bodkill for me to you is here, has the death from below, but is going to whiff it. The turret shots and the Ignite are going to be enough, though. Oh, Reaper not wanting to do the damage himself, saying my tower will do it, but Sid, no mana, no flash, no teleport, and no HP left on him as UNC are just... clearing house all over the map.
Currently 1-10 at 10 minutes as there is a large gold lead accruing. 5 kills onto the Pike.
Might have overstayed. Inferno Trigger is going to be stopped by the Polymorph. Viper getting some well-needed gold.
Well-needed gold as a 500 gold cash out comes through. 700, I believe, was sent earlier to Sick Reaper's Fizz, so... evening out the gold a little bit, but it's still 500 differential from me to you. Just gonna run away, not able to steal that Rift Scuttler, as this is gonna be another early dragon attempt from ECPI. This is what we saw last game. There are 5 people in the bot lane right now. This is the same thing that they did for the last first dragon, and last time they had a lead, and they could kind of get away with it because they weren't missing out on too much. This time, this is probably going to be a bit lost in the top lane, if I had to guess.
Yeah, ECPI did see the recalls of everyone on UNC, knew that Asomo didn't have teleport and didn't have the ability to get down to this dragon. So a good pickup from ECPI picking up this Hex Tech dragon. But Asomo picking up right where he left off, just trying to shove Sid right under his turret. 2 levels up on this Jace, and see, that is just the scaling power of this Scion, as we do see Veza trying to get something done. Is level 8. Will he be able to hit that slow? Samo still has the ultimate if he decides to get out. And look, I mean, he's just not scared. It's a 1v2 as from me to you going to hit the harpoon. The wild growth is going to be used onto Viper. Polymorph was used as well. We could see a 3v2 dive. The ultimate is going to miss, with the slicing maelstrom is going to hit everyone. Veza is going to use the ultimate to stay alive a little bit longer. Drip irrigation going to not die to that, but the Chum the Waters does hit the drip irrigation. Drip irrigation falls right there as Reaper trying to pick up as many kills as he can. A shutdown onto drip irrigation for me to you on the other side of the map, going to pick up a kill. And oh my goodness, Reaper trying to stop this turret from going down, but the Demolish going to do so much. Bodkill doing so much as well. Samo got to finish the turret before it finishes him. UNC, a clean, just kills all over the map. Drip irrigation didn't die. That is just a government lie right there. Is gold just spiraling out of control in the favor of UNC.
This is the point where you all chat 2 minutes 30 left, guys. The game is over at this point, is what UNC is probably thinking, with 3-15 being the scoreline here. We do have, wait, played bot lane. Okay, doesn't go through. So we do have a replay of bot coming through. We will see from me to you jumping in with the E and landing the Q. The wild growth did dissuade the earliest attempt, but after that, Formedia was able to slip back in and I believe land another Q, forcing the flash, running away. A very extended fight and not really what you're expecting for Pyke, but Luxana Unana just really knowing that he's able to jump in there and that he has the style stacked up for the Inferno trigger. Melting through that HP bar, allowing Formedia to get another ultimate off. That was a lot more extended than UNC wanted to take, but still a good play in the end.
Bodkill gets hit by the Chum of the Waters, but is going to pop the stopwatch, and Formedia is there. We could see a turnaround fight as the Death from Below is going to miss, and we do see Formedia almost going to die, is going to die to the Ignite, but Sid did fall on the other side of it. Drip Irrigation is now in the middle of 3 enemy champions, not knowing where he is to go. The Veza going to pick up the kill. And that is some good gold and a good 2-for-1 trade for ECPI.
Yeah, most of these kills are amounting to shutdowns, so each kill is just more and more impactful, but more impactful isn't saying much when you look at the gold lead. Still 10,000 in the favor of UNC, and with no objectives up, this is not going to amount to much. Somo has gotten to the point where he's able to counter jungle now. He has his hull breaker complete. He has his shutdown all from CS at this point, and
does hit the knockup, but Asomo is going to almost get the kill, the knockback, and the ghost is used. He is a big man with a big axe, but on the other side of it, the Veza is going to kill from me to you right there. Drip Irrigation almost going to be in the same predicament as he was last time, having to use the end of the line to try and get out, but the slows from the ass are so much. The Veza popping the ultimate, not going to be enough, but he might die to the turret. He is going to be finished off by Bodkill, and Luxana trying to get so much. Luxana cannot dash over the wall to save his life, and it is going to be a pickup for the Bodkill on the other side of the map. Oh my goodness, that's a Rift Herald. That is another turret gone, Ryan. This game, the clock is ticking for ECPI. Oh my goodness.
It's like Rift Herald is going to keep pushing as the 15-minute timer has expended. If this were solo queue, the game is over at this point, but ECPI will be holding on to hope as Sid tries to deny that Rift Herald in the top lane. Not able to hit the eye though, so this might get another charge off.
You gotta stop this, man. You gotta go for it.
Oh, he gets it, but that might come at the cost of his own life as half his HP is gone.
Chum the Waters does hit onto Asomo, not able to go anywhere, trying to get a return kill. And that is the first time we will see that zombie form. Is Veza getting so low? Death from below, barely being able to be procced right there for me to you, not wanting to add another death to that board. And we are going to have a replay of that last bot fight as UNC are sieging this mid turret.
We saw here was maybe a little bit of an overextension from Formedia. As that ultimate does hit, the enchanted crystal arrow is it's going to be a dead pike unless there's a cleanse or a Quicksilver Sash. But Drip Irrigation forced to run away, forced to use collateral damage as Luxanu Nana is looking for more in the bot lane.
That rating is S tier. Hasn't popped the Inferno trigger just yet as Dolene tries to hop out there, but Viper as well as Dolene not able to go anywhere. UNC just taking everything and anything that they want. Mountain Drake going to be secured, and we do see a Ocean Rift for the Summoner's Rift this time around.
Dolene walking a bit too far away from Luxana Unana, allowing that Samira to pop the Inferno trigger with no fear of a polymorph. As Alsomo's looking at another 1v2 in the top laning. Wild Smash not going to do enough, but going to be enough to force the disengage. As Chum the Waters gets blocked. That's a heartbreaker, man. Right there.
Reaper's like, come on, man. I just want to play the game. Just being destroyed by the AoE, this circular Yasuo wind wall as Asomo is just applying pressure to this top lane. Does have that hull breaker and the Titanic finished now as ECPI rotating towards top. Might try and do something here. Reaper does not have that ultimate, so no way to slow him down. But Veza does have that red cane, but yeah, he just turns into a train and heads out as we see Viper and Dolene trying to hold this mid-lane turret. Baron is up here in a little over 2 minutes, Ryan, and I think as soon as that spawns, UNC might look for it.
I think that a 20-minute Baron isn't too far out of the question as we see that UNC Esports is very far ahead of their curves. We see a second item already completed on Luxana Nunana. We see the Collector, which is going to be what is needed to shred all of these very, very squishy targets for ECPI. We see that Kennen, the bod kill, is looking to get his Zanyas. He's just going to take that opportunity to ult in, slicing Maelstrom, and then turn off the take damage button. And we see that even Alsomo, who's just been...
don't know who's there. Uh-oh. Yeah, goodbye to Reaper. The Ignite ticking down, and then the Proto Belt right into his face as Pesa just steals the red buff away from him, says, you might have killed my mid laner, but you're not taking my red buff too.
That does leash the Raptors, so now there are some minis still there, unless Veza... Nope, not going to take the time to clear it.
Trying to go in, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to slow him down in his tracks, and that's a big cooldown coming into this next fight. Veza trying to get the double knockup, does hit the double knockup. UNC could be in trouble. Even bigger knockup with the Wild Growth. Luxana going to be polymorphed and killed, shut down for UNC. Is it going to be another kill, return kill from me to you? But on the other side of it, we do see the bot kill picking off this bot lane turret. Asomo going to recall off of that, but Drip Irrigation going to be in some trouble. Does get knocked up by that, and I believe he is going to fall here. Does not have the end of the line nor the flash, but bot kill is here. Doesn't have the ultimate, but it doesn't matter because he is legendary. Dolene trying to survive. The Chum the Waters is going to go wide as a big flurry of kills for ECPI, but they lose a bot turret off of it.
I think that the unsung hero of this game is Alsomo. I think that as we watch him clear away camps and then trade into Jace, just auto attack after auto attack, Jace might go down.
Yeah, but there are 3 here. The polymorph is going to wreck the rest of it. A big pick up for Sick Reaper, excuse me, as he is going to get out as well, and that sort of takes the pressure off of ECPI for a little bit, at least until this Scion does come back. The Baron is alive and well. Wards are going to be placed, and vision is going to be acquired for UNC around this big purple worm. As we see the gold here, a 3,000 gold lead in the mid lane, a 3,000 gold lead in the bot lane, a 3,000 gold lead in the support. Actually, a gold deficit for Drip Irrigation, but a 3,000 gold lead for Asomo. So everyone except for Drip Irrigation is very handily leading their lane counterpart.
Just remember that it's always Jungle's fault as UNC is pushing all of the other lanes very aggressively from me to you with the second item completion, third item even completed for the bod kill. He now has Shadow Flame and the Zanyas. And Alsomo has a Sheen, so he's looking to get even more damage onto those towers. They're not going to be living. As I was mentioning earlier, he's doing a very... Oh, actually, we might see a play in the mid lane here.
Hits the harpoon onto the Veza. He's going to try and get out, but Veza going to slay him down. The Slicing Maelstrom going to do so much, but the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to lock him in place, but Luxana not able to get the Inferno trigger off. The end of the line is cast, but Vodkill did use his Zanyas to try and get out. Asomo uses the ultimate, is going to go in between all of them. A top lane turret is being taken at the same time of all of this, but more important things are happening mid lane. Viper is going to fall, and the mid wave is going to be shoved in. All the while, though, Sid was getting damage on that top turret and could take it down to get some objective bounty gold as Vodkill
Hunting for
aggressive.
more, looking for Lulu. Yordle on Yordle violence.
That's a hate crime right there. But Vodkill is trying to get out, doing so much damage. He's going to flip it around. Does flash away, but the Zonius is popped. Doesn't have a shuriken and does dodge it again. Almost turnaround kill for the Vodkill as UNC going to pick up a dragon. They're going to pick up this bot turret. No, it's not half. That's the entire bot turret. But Osamu does not have Ghost, nor does he have his ultimate to try and get out. But this Jace and Ashe are just tickling him. Doesn't get the double knockup, though. Osamu trying to fix it up, but Formidiu is there, but being chased by a Kayn. Death from below is going to miss. There are 4 people there. A double knockup onto UNC, and it is going to be a 1-for-2 trade. But Osamu is probably more trying to clear out this wave. ECPI picking up 2 kills from himself.
Picking up 2 kills, but not picking up much more. Alsomo is able to shove out that wave, so not really going to be much opportunity to pressure the bot lane as Drip Irrigation and the Bodkill are even opting to just walk top lane, ensure that they have their bearing control. And with Alsomo having his teleport up and so many ultimates, we might see a teleport.
Bodkill is in trouble. The Slicing Maelstrom just going to kill the Lulu outright. The Kayn is going to get a lot of health off of that ultimate, and Veza could be down himself. End of the line, not going to end his line right there as Bodkill gets a double kill. And I just realized this. The Bodkill is 13-0, Ryan.
He has not fallen on this Yordle ninja. He's just completely running through ECPI. Alsomo is ulting into the bot lane, not even needing to use his teleport.
The fish.
He's hunting for Fizz, but he's missed the bush.
Fizz.
You're in the wrong
he got
spot.
bamboozled. Oh, no. He uses the ghost as well. Oh, that's so tragic. And he will only wonder where he went wrong. Oh, but that Hull Breaker is going to empower this push quite a bit as the rest of UNC is posturing in the spot. So I tried to give him some wards so he doesn't fall just yet. And he does have that teleport. I'm surprised UNC has not looked for this Baron just yet as Reaper got hit by the harpoon. Don't think anything else is going to happen, though.
Drip Irrigation is lurking in the bushes, though. This could turn into a play. Might be a 3v3 bot side as Luxana is bullying this Ashe, making sure that she's locked into the mid lane. There is always that attempt at the Baron that could come through as Formidiu looks for a pick.
Yeah, Viper does not have flash, and she is a very immobile champion. The death from below is going to secure the kill, trying to get away, but Reaper is going to finish it off. Luxana is not at the S tier yet, quite on the other side of it. Drip Irrigation trying to pick up a kill for himself, but that is 3 members of ECPI. Does have the end of the line. Zanis is going to be pop. Can he time it right? Does time it right
damage
onto Reaper, and that is going to be the end of it. Osamu going to pick up a inhibitor on the other side of it, but on the other side of that, Bodkill trying to do another 1v2 like he just did. You didn't learn the first time. How many times we got to teach you this lesson? Asomo going to pick up the inhibitor, and can he turn this around? So much damage on the Scion. The ultimate is going to be used, and Sid trying to get out, but you cannot run away as he is trying his best to get out. The slowest 2 champions known to man. Trying to get out of there. Sid going to save his life. But UNC on the other end of it getting so much gold.
Huge amounts of value for UNC, and it's time for our gold value check. 15K now for the side of UNC. Still 3,000 in the bot lane, 5,000 in the mid lane. Top lane is closing out.
Formidiu trying to get the solo bolo onto Viper as Bodkill. That was a solo kill. You did not have to interfere with that, but that your cut is still going to be very beneficial to this Kennen. I believe he should go back and finish this Rabadon's if he hasn't. Oh, yep, there it goes. That is a 4-item Kennen, and UNC trying to close out this game because you do not want this to go on long enough for ECPI to catch back up. I don't know how they would, but a man can dream, can he?
A man can dream about a world where this game does go to 6 items, and then ECPI has what might be a somewhat better team composition, but at this point, UNC Esports is going to go ahead and look at Baron. The Veza is on the bot side, probably not even going to be able to get to the top side, even if he does sniff out this Baron. There's not even enough time to get up there. This is just going to be a free UNC Baron sneak.
Yeah, and they can just use that to run down the base of ECPI. We already see Asomo, who's been doing that the entire game, not changing his game plan whatsoever, but ECPI posturing to try and take him down, but they do discover from me to you in the jungle as they're going to be fighting a war on all fronts, Ryan.
A war on all fronts as the super minions are already in the base. Someone will have to look at those as UNC is pushing on to 2 separate towers. 1-4 is the lineup as Asomo is alone, hunting alone with his Hullbreaker, empowering those minions that little bit extra and taking 0 damage from Jace's combo. Let's see the Demolish here.
The dabbing.
Demolish not even
right
needed to be expended as 2 cannon minions just chip away at that tower. And as we see that, the second tower is going to get pushed in. Now UNC is looking for the inhibitors. Mid lane will fall. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is out.
Does hit, and there it goes. Bodkill having to pop the ultimate, but doesn't pop it too. It pops it too late. Excuse me. Had to pop the Zanyas before that. But ECPI going to pick up 3 kills for themselves as we do see Drip Irrigation picking up Viper right there as Reaper and Dolene getting very aggressive against this Asomo. And Asomo, he's still a beefy Scion as ever. Going to go untargetable. The Polymorph going to wreck him right there. A 3v1 onto the zombie himself. Going to try and pick up a kill as Dolene almost going to go. 2 more autos will do it, but that Polymorph being so crucial in taking down Scion right there.
A bit of an overcommitment from UNC. That Enchanted Crystal Arrow was enough to get into the middle, but this entire fight is completely different if the Bodkill is able to get the Slicing Maelstrom off before he hits the Zanyas. If that happens, it's just a one-shot onto all of the other team, as the Chum the Waters was dodged by the Zanyas. Drip Irrigation walking in, still punishing the Veza for existing in his own jungle.
How dare you try and farm? That's a sin. You can't do that.
From me to you just took the red buff.
Yeah, this is true. She still is the actual ADC here, as might be looking to try and end the ADC of ECPI, but going to fall herself as we do see Bodkill trying to do some damage himself, going to fall right there to the Veza. Another shutdown, but Veza going to fall himself. Drip Irrigation with a double kill. Asomo trying to get the ultimate off, but Drip Irrigation getting too close to the sun. This Jace does still do a bit of damage despite being so far down. Knock up onto Dolene. Dolene not wanting to get too close to the giant axe of this Scion, as the Immortal Shield Bow going to be popped for Viper against the super minions. And Ryan, I think it is only a ticking time bomb because that Ocean Soul spawns in about 3 minutes, and if UNC get that, you're not killing this Scion.
That Scion will probably never die again, being able to walk away from a 1v3. The champion that does the most damage to him is the Veza's Kayn. He has that extra max health damage on his Q, on his ultimate, but he's not really getting the opportunities to look at Scion.
Viper!
It's a full charge smash!
Oh, no! Doesn't see the Scions there, but the death from below is going to pick up a kill and make it 2. From me to you, getting a double kill right there. Viper doing the grave sin that Veza was doing, farming his own jungle, as UNC don't have any neutral objectives to take, but the Veza going to get hooked by that harpoon. And I'm surprised UNC just didn't look to immediately push those inhibitors, but I guess it was because their teammates, excuse me, were so far behind, weren't able to follow up. But nonetheless, 2 good kills for UNC, making ECPI have to stay closer to their base instead of pushing out and getting wards.
We do see that those objective timers are getting closer, about 1 minute 40 seconds on each of them, as 3 members of ECPI are collapsing onto the bod kill.
Uh-oh, bod kill having to pop the slicing maelstrom as the Veza getting so low, but going to get a lot of health back. And oh my, just dies in the middle of them. The Zanyas is popped to dodge, to chum the waters. And here comes the Goon Squad for me to you, going to do so much. And goodbye, Poppy. Reaper trying his darndest to get out, but you can only delay your inevitable death. The death from below is going to be used just to get closer. The harpoon, the shuriken going to go wide, but it's not going to matter. Drip irrigation with the kill steal. Viper on the other side of it, though. There's fights everywhere, Ryan, and it could be a clean ace. Asomo just running down this Jace, and that will be all that she wrote. Not going to do anything. A double kill from me to you. UNC going to pick up the 2-0 sweep against ECPI with a clean ace.
It's hard to really pick out what to say about this game because... wait.
No, Drip irrigation. Wait, what are we doing? Diving the fountain.
Diving the fountain and giving away the KDA, I suppose. It's hard to say much about this game just because of how one-sided it was. There was never really a moment where it was in question. There were moments where fights went less good, but there weren't moments where fights really went all that bad.
Yes.
And even if they did go bad, you're still sitting on 20,000 gold lead near the end of the game. So you can shout out whatever you want. I want to get my shout out that I tried to get out multiple times through the game. The unsung hero, Alsomo with the Scion into Jace matchup. So what happens there is that it's melee versus ranged, but it's Scion, so he's special, and he gets to charge up his devastating smash and wave clear. So the fact that Jace wasn't able to get ahead before level 3 meant that he was never able to get ahead at all. After that point, Scion was already 20 CS up in lane as a melee into a ranged matchup, and from that point on, he was just bullying Jace over and over again, and it allowed him to get a massive CS differential and then push Nexus, push towers, push inhibitors, push whatever he wanted to, field 3 people in the team fights. Alsomo was just unkillable on the Scion.
Yeah, he was definitely a thorn in the side of ECPI because he rushed that hull breaker. I mean, he knew this is where I'm going to be all game. No one's going to be able to contest me because, I mean, this is something that we were talking about in Champs. Like, ECPI did not have a tank. This Kayn, Veza's Kayn, did not get to the point where he was so tanky that you couldn't burn through him. We actually saw when he got in these team fights, the bot kill shredded him. In about 2 or 3 shurikens, I mean, he was dead. I mean, we saw he was inside of him with the ult, and then just, we're like, wait a minute, how did he die? And that right there is what happens when that cannon gets so far ahead. I believe Bodkill only died like twice that entire game and had like 17 or 18 kills. So I mean, like, I would want to see that damage chart. I mean, it had to have been upwards of 40 or 50,000 for Bodkill. I don't know if we'll be able to get that, but it is something to still think about as UNC just easily winning the second game, and ECPI just that new roster just didn't work out too well for them.
Yeah, the roster switches, it didn't really matter. It looked from pole to pole worse than the first game did for them. Maybe a bit of understanding from UNC. Maybe there were some comms after the game that we were drafting a bit too safe in what was already not so safe of a draft, so they just went full aggression, and they said, let's push the pedal to the metal and let's just take this win as quickly as we can. I want to get to dinner. But a beautiful match from UNC. We do not have an interview today, but we do have some quick shout-outs. We are here on Tuesday, which means that you have a couple days left to sign up for Game Fest, which will be on Saturday. All day long, lots of fun events, and most especially League of Legends tournament that I am hosting.
What?
Rami is hosting.
What?
It's going to be a great time. There should be streams going on throughout the day, so check back in. You'll see a variety of different things from League of Legends to TFT to Overwatch, countless games being put on stream. long day for our producer, who is sitting here sadly and crying in the corner as he hears me bring it up and the long day that he'll have. But please come out. Please sign up for all of our events. If you want to, maybe this is your chance to get in on casting. Maybe this is your chance
Absolutely.
to be a producer yourself, and you want to get behind the scenes. Send someone a message and we can try to get you in. Mac Dewey himself is volunteering to be messaged with all of your concerns about wanting to join the production team, the casting team, and this is a wonderful experience to get some experience.
Yeah,
Great
absolutely.
time to have a first try and what will be a casual event that's lots of fun. Lots of different games if you have different experiences, and you'll also get to hear Mac Dewey tell the story of how his first time casting was during a game fest. So lots of fun this weekend, but that will be it for us today. Anything on your side?
Yeah, the best part about Mac Dewey teaching you how to produce and cast is you don't have to pay him. So that is see him over there with the blank stare and the half smile right there. But yes, Ryan is right. That is going to do it for us here at the Carolina Gaming Arena Studio. Don't forget to sign up for the various Game Fest events. It is going to be in the Discord. If you are not already in the Discord, there should be a link for it down below on the Twitch stream. But yes, now it is time. You are able to turn off that browser because we are heading out. All of you have an amazing day, and we'll catch y'all later.